Hi everyone, Schoolhouse Intuitive here. Let's get into a Libra reading, the collective Libra. So any placement of Libra, and even if you're not a Libra, stay, enjoy the reading. You might get some messages here as I do channel as well. So Libra, for July, we have a personal issue reaches resolution. This is what came in your 2025 reading when I did the yearly at the end of 2024. That was the overall feel of the month. We're going to dig in a little bit more, although I've already done your July reading. This is like finishing up July. What can we expect? What can we expect when it comes to August and September? It's sort of previews of the next couple of months. All right. So it's basically like a 3-month forecast for you, including this month, which would be the first of that three. So let's see what else we have. You had the moon and you had the high priestess, as well as happiness when it came to July when I did your yearly reading. But we're going to clarify a bit more about that. You have evolved. So the cosmic potential flows through you. Now, again, you had the moon card and the high priestess card. Now, that is all about your intuition. Both of those cards really heavy on the intuition. So again, now you're getting your very first card out, cosmic potential flowing through you. You are indeed elevating and evolving. What else do we have for the month of July for Libras? Eternity. Give yourself permission to slow down. And one more of the Oracle cards before moving into Tarot, where I will use the Dark Mansion Tarot by Taroteca Studio. You have Thrive. There's enough space for the moon and her stars not to tear each other down. Maybe you're sharing the spotlight with someone in some way. All right. Let's see. Maybe you're actually showcasing your talents. I was getting that before the reading. Some other things I got before the reading in this little mini channeling session was frenetic energy, something about a practical plan here, movement, mobilization, systems, an optical illusion, someone masking a recovery, and coming out. Okay, path is clear. The wall was an illusion. There isn't any separation. Maybe you're realizing this at an intuitive level, even your connection to the collective consciousness. But also, there could be a world figure or a personal someone on the world stage, if it's not in your personal life, who is acting better than they seem. So there is something about that. Because I was getting optical illusion and I was getting masking recovery together. So maybe, I don't know if you're hiding the fact that you're not feeling well or something, or if someone even on like a grand stage is for all of us to see. But I was getting the number 5. And with the systems, it was like kind of like getting the go ahead for something. Or it could be some sort of like major systems failure, or changing the way information reaches people. There could be some sort of new development with that. So those are just some messages for July. Your July reading is, as I said, if I haven't said it already, it's already completed, but this is just for the remainder of July. So if you want more channeled messages for July, check out that reading. You have the Queen of Swords here. And this is like you really stepping into your power, your truth. The direction is clear, the path is clear, and you can get a little more involved with whatever it is you want to evolve, we would like to see evolve. This is about someone who is very analytical. This is someone who is self-sufficient, who is perceptive, who has a strong will. This is head over heart, yet there's also always that reminder, lately for us anyway, Libra, that we do need to sometimes go with the heart, right? We need to, but it has to be sort of a mix of the two. One other thing I was getting, not sure if this is going to be really how relevant it'll be, but I did get it, so I channeled it. I was getting that Copley or Copley, the name. I was also getting Pluto, which is the planet of destruction, transformation, and creation. So we could be basically something falling apart in order to build anew, but better. And also the song I was getting is Hey You by Pink Floyd. So not giving in to those fears. We could be, restricting ourselves in some way, or imagining that there is a wall when in fact there isn't. All right, so there is something there. Now, under this, give yourself permission to slow down, you have the Lovers. So Gemini energy here coming in if you care about the signs. And yeah, don't rush into making a decision. Both of these cards, the Lovers and the Queen of Swords, both the Lovers and the Queen of Swords, air sign energy, and it can have to do, with intellect, analyzing a situation, but they can also both have to do with choice. And this is about you maybe choosing something that's a little more in alignment with you. Okay, when it comes to partnership, friendship, any sort of relationship, really anything you're connecting yourself to or committing to. So it doesn't have to be a relationship, it could just be a choice in general, but really it needs to align with the core of who you are, with your own personal truth. That does seem to be a really big theme this July, because you're about your evolution. You're not just in it for today. It's like you're in it for, a much bigger purpose, or your overall ability to, as this next card says, thrive. And so there, yeah, having enough space for the moon and the stars, and not, dulling each other's shine. So maybe you're feeling someone who has been trying to do that with you, or you've been feeling yourself, making yourself small for a particular person or situation. And it's like, I get that, like, you're closing the door on that. You also have Page of Pentacles. You've been getting a lot of pages in the readings for July, Libra, overall. And the Page of Pentacles, they can be messengers. They're usually, they're the youth of the deck, so like a little less mature. They are hardworking. This Page of Pentacles generally is hardworking. If it's a person, it would be someone who's ambitious, maybe young, patient, craving a new adventure potentially. You may be, again, focusing on how you can get something to thrive, how you can get something to grow, maybe how you can take a small investment and invest it properly and get it into something bigger. That could be part of this personal issue reaches resolution, maybe like knowing where to put your resources, knowing what's in alignment, or making some sort of big decision with your own, positive transformation as sort of the overall focus. What else do we have? We have the 10 of Pentacles. Yeah, this is about your long-term stability and success. Again, like I said, you're not just in it for today. It's like you're in it for your overall, like, I don't want to say life purpose. I feel like that's like overused, and I haven't, maybe a different take on life purpose. Like, I feel like we're here to be happy. Maybe we don't have some grand life purpose. Maybe some people feel they do, but I feel overall, it's like you're really here to sort of be in alignment and evolve as we're doing that, and that can change and take many different shapes and forms along our journey. But that's just it. It is in fact a journey, and so as much as we plan for the long term, we don't know what's around the corner, right? So it's kind of having this like flexible long-term success, or long-term plan, and that leads to like ultimate success. Is kind of knowing that you'll be able to adapt and make the right decisions and smart moves for yourself as things evolve in life, as you evolve, and what you wanted 20 years ago is probably not what you want now, right? And you have the Magician here underneath the Lovers card. So, really, where are you putting your attention? This is a card of focus. And I find it interesting. It's coming underneath the Lovers card, because that is about, choosing and being in alignment. And I feel that you're looking at your resources more closely. And maybe you do decide that it's not about, the saying, work smarter, not harder. I feel as though for some of you, you are coming up with ways to kind of get more for your, not just your money, but get more out of, where you're. It kind of reminds me of Seven of Pentacles in a way, even though they don't really have anything to do with this. I kind of get, you're like assessing, how can I make the most out of what I do have, or this little bit of this small win? How can I turn that into a much bigger success? This is about not overdoing it either. It's like it's more about quality versus quantity of something. Maybe, you'd rather have just like a couple of close friends than 15 fake friends, like that's, so there's kind of making decisions that really do impact a lot of different areas of your life, and in a much like deeper way than say just finances, or just having a certain amount in your 401k or whatever. So let's see what else do we have. Remember, the magician can actually uh, use all those resources there, that they can use the wand and the sword and the pentacle and the cup, and to really manifest something that's perfect for them, that's really truly in alignment for them on a variety of levels, right? And you also have, whoa, this one fell on the floor, and it is, oh my goodness, it's the Seven of Pentacles. I just mentioned the Seven of Pentacles. So you have, and you'll just have to believe me. I mean, it fell on the floor. Make that up. But you have the Seven of Pentacles, and this is about your investments, and if something's really worth it. Maybe you're analyzing, you're assessing. Again, it's where are you going to put this. Maybe you see a little bit of success, and again, where are you now, like what now you maybe know better, like where to focus your energy. Okay, and if you don't, this will come in at exactly the right moment. Okay, exactly when you need it. Because I did see 1111 on the timer, and I feel like things may not necessarily be clear to you now with whatever this is and this alignment, but you're getting more clear. All right. And this is like, again, for the month of July. What else do you have? You have the Ace of Swords. This is breakthrough energy. Okay. So maybe it'll come around the moon, the new moon in Leo around the 24th. I feel that's pretty positive. It's a big moon. It's a big new moon. So it's, as far as like energy, I feel like it's fiery. It is the start of Leo season. And I am hearing the word turbulence. Like it could feel as though maybe that's why I was getting frenetic too. Just like this sort of untamed energy. You might get a burst of creative energy during that time. Okay. This is a breakthrough. This is new beginnings. This is really good. An idea coming in. It's like, boom, there it is. Suddenly something might make sense for you in July towards the end of the month. And again, I would give it all the way to the end of the month. July 30th feels pretty positive too. So, but everybody's going to have a different July 30th, right? In a general reading here. And you have two cards here. You have the Fool card and you have the Three of Wands. Let's get out of that comfort zone. Let's take a risk. Tap into that energy of exploration, of that beginner's mind, that excitement that comes from starting something new. Maybe you're traveling. They can both have to do with travel. The Three of Wands, it's, they don't just stand around and wait for the ships usually in the harbor or coming in. They've actually chartered them. So we actually have to do the work. Like the magician's actually doing the work. It's a card of potential, but it doesn't really mean anything unless we're focused and we know what we want, and we have our resources together, and we know how to use them properly, right? So it's kind of all tying back into that magician card, and really what is an alignment for you, that big decision maybe that you're making this month. I mean, you could really be overhauling a lot of areas in your life, and it could surprise people and even yourself. With the Fool card, as I always say, lessons, not luggage. So we're going to travel lightly here as we take that leap of faith. We're going to have that. I think you've been getting a lot of pages lately, because I feel as though it's like we're being told a variety of messages that it's okay to be new at something, and maybe to dip into that adventurous spirit that what got you excited when you were little, when you were a kid. Like little kids, their job is to like play and have fun and explore and be curious. And I feel like a lot of you are actually tapping into that energy again with new projects, with maybe this taking some sort of daring action in some way, and just being curious and craving new experiences. And so I feel as though that's what you're going to be drawing in. Okay, so that's what we have for July overall. I do like to get a little bit of final advice, not final, but a little bit of advice from Spirit. What would you like us to know for July? Forgive yourself. So don't become a hostage to the past by berating yourself for your choices. Make amends, forgive your own shortcomings, and keep moving toward a beautiful future. So a little bit of advice there for July. And I did just see 444. So that can also be a sign that your guides are with you and you're being watched over and protected. It can also be, let's see, I'm going to pull the card for you quickly. And yes, so you're being guided and protected. Angels watch over you with love and encouragement. And again, forgive yourself. Okay, no one's perfect. All right, so I'm going to put these cards back and we're going to do the same thing for the month of August. I will share some channeled messages. All right, and we're going to use the same tarot deck, but shuffle it well. So now is a good time, if you would. If you're enjoying this and you got through that part, maybe hit that like button, subscribe, become a member. I'd appreciate it, and I'd love to have you. So we have, for August, look at the bigger picture. Okay, is there something we're not seeing that we're then actually going to see in August? So let me see what I have for you. The song I have, the songs are always fun. I have the Beatles, Here Comes the Sun. And I was given 555. So I think we can expect the unexpected when it comes to the month of August. And let me see here. I'm going to pull the number 555 for you for August. So big changes possibly coming in for August for all of us. Transformation. Yeah, expect the unexpected. There it is for August. Look at the bigger picture though, okay? And I'm actually hearing now like falling together to fall up, or falling apart to fall together. So things falling apart in order to fall back into place or fall better into place. I was given a lot of channeled messages actually as I quickly tuned into August. I mean, I only tapped in for like a minute or two and got a lot of stuff. So you may need to take a break this August, okay? And early, there's something here too about doing something early. You may have an advantage if you do something early. So maybe early apply to something. Or I'm also getting, I heard phlebotomy. So maybe some of you are thinking about blood work or something, or becoming certified as a phlebotomist. We also have Talladega, so Alabama. Unless Talladega Nights is like your favorite movie. But I also had 440 come in. It could also be 404, but 440 I think is really what it is, because I saw it clairvoyantly, quickly, like in a flash, and I believe it was 440. I looked that up, and that's actually the Cleveland area code, so around Cleveland, Ohio. I was also getting, yeah, again, take a break or the break will take over. So yeah, you want to make sure you're not overlooking things. I did pick up on someone having a fever and exhaustion and like overlooking it. Got to take a break though. Again, I'm not here to offer any health advice or anything. This is common sense. If you're not feeling good, get it checked out by a professional. Someone could be succumbing to something too. All right, so like stress could make somebody sick. It could take over. Okay, so we want to be careful of that. I don't know if we're going to be getting any big news or anything like that. I did hear missiles strike. Unfortunately, I did hear that. I'm going to share it with you, even though it could just be something like we hear about it, or there could even be. I was picking up kind of on protests or something about, or something about, maybe challenges regarding people not agreeing with a government decision in some country, or whatever. So there was just something about that, kind of like going on strike about missiles, almost, something about that. Because I wasn't getting some, horrible, scary thing, but that's what came in for that. Okay, so let's see, what do we have? All right, you have breakthrough. So for a star to be born, it must first collapse. This is not your destruction. This is your birth. Mm-hmm. And what else do you have? You might be coming to the realization that you have to reevaluate and reassess and reprioritize, because you have to take good care of yourself. Okay, so please do take care of yourself. Do what you need to do and get things checked out. You have inspire. There's a fire inside you burning brighter than the sun. And yay, Leo season is soon to be here. It will be in August. It'll already definitely have been here in August. So what else do we have? I'm already feeling that energy though. I'm doing this a week ahead of when I post it. But and then you have love to the moon and back. And I'm getting with a message here, like, they don't have to love you, but they have to respect you. Okay, that's been a message that's kind of been coming up in readings lately. So you could, again, it just feels as though some of you are reprioritizing where your energy goes, kind of like that Seven of Pentacles that we just saw in the July reading, but it's even more than that. I'm getting like Six of Pentacles and trust your knowing too. Trust your inner knowing. And again, now I'm getting Hangman energy. Clairvoyantly, I'm seeing the Hangman. So definitely, while it's important to be adaptable and flexible, it's also important sometimes to just take a break, right? So wow, they're really stressing that. The guides are really stressing that for you. And you have Strength card. Yeah, you are definitely strong, but almost don't use that to your detriment, if you know what I mean. Like, you don't want to overdo it. You don't have to take on too much when you're just feeling like, sometimes you just have to be human and rest a little. Cuddle with your cat, like this woman, she's cuddling with her cat. No, she's taming the lion. She's getting along with that lion. Actually, she's having compassion for herself, for the lion, for the situation. You might find yourself in August really having compassion for someone that you didn't think you would have compassion for. This could be a person in power, but strength card having to do with power, courage, inner strength, and really conviction and self-respect too. And I feel like your breakthrough comes, it's sort of born out of this new level of self-respect that you have for yourself. The opinions of others matter less and less. And you have the King of Cups here. So you may actually find an inspiring mentor in the month of August. And you could also find that you are the one inspiring others. And this is a very thoughtful energy, a very caring energy. The King of Cups can be someone who's very emotionally balanced, generous, very supportive energy. You may also find that water is helping you in some way. I'm getting even soothing in some way. Maybe you have sore muscles or something, or something on a practical sense. And then you have Five of Pentacles with love to the moon and back. You may be feeling kind of shut out. Maybe you're feeling as though love hasn't been going so well for you. But this is you are lovable. So whatever's gone on with you, whatever, I just saw 2222 on the timer. I'm going to pull that card for you as I'm making an important point about whatever's happened or whoever you were with. Maybe you're just with the wrong people, right? Maybe you haven't found the right job fit or the right group of people, or maybe you're born into a family where you're just like totally different than the rest of your family, or maybe you've been in romantic situations or friendships even where people just kind of maybe took advantage, or it just it didn't go as expected, and maybe you were feeling kind of always like, again, like kind of left out or shut out, or I am getting this feeling of abandonment, but it could also be you're feeling somewhat isolated, and as though maybe that you're not going to get the love you want, or that you're not going to love life again. Okay, so we have 2222, or sorry, 2222. Yeah, that's right. Sign of balance and harmony. So maintain your balance with positivity. Just know, I'm getting that like Facts of Life song from the show in the 80s. You take the good, you take the bad, you take them both, and there you have the facts of life, right? So there are going to be ups, there are going to be downs, obviously, and this is overall though, we have to realize that that things ebb and flow, obviously, in life. And for some of you, I'm sorry if you are going through something difficult right now. I'm not trying to minimize that. But know that you are lovable. Okay. It's your right to be loved. It's your divine birthright to be loved. What else do we have? Love is the highest frequency. And you have the High Priestess. And that's what you have under breakthrough. So you have strength, and now you have High Priestess. And when I did your 2025 reading, let me see what I did get for August for you. It was the Ace of Cups and the Seven of Swords in reversed. So there is something here too about you're going to know who deceived you, or if you've been deceiving yourself. You won't be able to hide that anymore. If you've been focusing on your weaknesses too, which we all have. That's the card of the Five of Pentacles. Like, make sure you're not just focusing on all the times when something didn't work out, or all the times where you needed help, or just, making sure that you're realizing that you are indeed strong. You are indeed very tapped in. You have an amazing intuition. This is the divine truth here. Okay. This is like you having wisdom and you knowing that you can trust yourself. You can tap into your strength and your intuition at any time. But we don't want to overdo it, though. They keep making me tell you not to overdo something, okay? So it's remaining imbalanced, okay? So in balance, not in. Okay. So Queen of Wands here. And as I always say, nothing stops a Queen of Wands. And that's falling under inspire. So it's interesting because it says on that card, there's a fire inside you burning brighter than the sun. And then boom, in comes your Queen of Inspiration, the Queen of Wands. So, you're really charging forth in making some sort of a, courageous, passionate step. Maybe this is confident. This is you being determined and self-assured. Again, focus on your strengths. And you have the Three of Pentacles. And what matters most is how you see yourself, okay? That's what matters most. You may be actually collaborating with someone too and feeling kind of, like, again, there's something here about something in a group situation. Maybe you're feeling a little outcasted or isolated, or we see that play out on the grand stage. Someone gets kind of ousted or something. That could be too. Let me see here if there's anything else I'm getting off of these. I mean, the bottom line is everyone has their own perception and it's based on their own experiences, okay? And no one person's is better than the other. They're just different. Ace of Swords. You have another Ace of Swords. You had that for July, and now you have it again, and it's right underneath that breakthrough card. So you have, I'm going to put it right in the middle though. But yeah, there's your clarity, your truth, your breakthrough. I feel like, there's another big win coming for you, Libra. Okay. Clarity of mind, even. Seven of Cups. This is perfect because you want that. Instead, I would put it in the middle because whatever's going on here on the other side of it, it's not going to affect you. Whatever's these choices, the decisions you may need to make with the Seven of Cups, there could be a little, again, like illusion, confusion, that sort of energy, living a bit in the fantasy world here, daydreaming, feeling, like just like wishful thinking. Even there's a breakthrough when it comes for that, and the right choice will become obvious for you in the month of August. And there's the Hangman. So I had already spoken about the Hangman needing to take a break if needed, and get that higher perspective that comes actually from within. You are the higher perspective. And this is also letting go too, letting go of you might be letting go of like an actual a plan, like a plan that you once had. You might be it could be the group dynamic that you're letting go of. You might be switching roles in some way or joining a different group. I mean, a classic example, not classic, but like maybe you were on a softball team and you just didn't get along with a couple of the people and it was no fun really, or they just weren't like fun to be around for whatever reason. And then you're like, no, I still love softball, so I'm going to be on a different team. So randomly specific, I know. I don't know why softball came in, but that's what they're giving me. So I'm going to deliver it. Okay. So, but yeah, getting us a new perspective and really kind of having to accept something the way it is to some degree, but you don't have to just like roll over, that's not what I mean by accepting something. It might be like, okay, you accept something or someone for what they are, and then you decide, okay, I'm going to let that go. I'm going to let them go. I'm going to find a different group or something. All right. And so let's see what else we have. Oops. A message for you for August. Tame negative thinking. So when negative thoughts arise, experience the feelings behind them and then shift to a larger, more compassionate perspective. Now that sums up these cards beautifully with the Strength card and that Five of Pentacles and as the energies that seem to be coming in. All right, let's see. Let's get into it now with September. Now, September is going to be interesting. I will tell you right now. And this is the card for this is the energy is gaining momentum. All right, there's the card for it. And, it's going to be another eclipse season. So it's going to be very powerful eclipse season coming in September. Let me check the dates on those for you. You have on September 7th, the lunar eclipse in Pisces. It's also Grandparents' Day in the States. And then you have on the 21st, a solar eclipse in Virgo. So we're going to dig in and see what all of this means. Let me give you some channeled messages. When it came to your 2025 reading that I did in September, for September, that I did at the end of last year, you had justice, death and rebirth, lessons, and I had September, October, there's a global moment. I couldn't get the energy exact at that time, and I'm not re-channeling that right this moment. But there's a setting of the stage for what's to come. There's also something as far as going within, and I'm not an astrologer, but I was getting Pluto's ingress. I don't know if there is one around that time or what, but I was getting Pluto's ingress. So Pluto, again, I've said this earlier, the planet of destruction, transformation, creation, among other things. The ingress, I mean, the definition of ingress is to like go within, right? And so you may be going within and really analyzing some things in your life, but it could be based on some things like going on around you. I did hear, I heard the song they gave me was Last Dance by Donna Summer. And it's someone's final farewell because they didn't listen. So there's, I don't know if, it could be a variety of different things, okay? But I did hear something also about a space station. So something to do with space or a rocket or something like that. I heard a lawless leader leaves fiasco. And so there's something about maybe, I was getting lawless leader leaves, or you could start seeing the beginning of the end for some sort of position maybe somebody holds or something like that. And I did hear complete failure cowers. So that's what I heard. And then, like I said, that I heard Last Dance, and that kind of again has to do with like a farewell, sort of like their last performance, So that is what I had for the channeled stuff. We'll see what happens though as the month gets closer. I know I'm going to be getting a lot more insight and in-depth channeled messages. That wasn't really the purpose of this one. It was to give just a very broad overview and see what came up. So let's see what we have. I am hearing right now, like you may want to have some sort of light-hearted approach or go into it September, just knowing like anything could happen, and just remember to breathe. Remember to breathe. So I think it could be a big month. It could be a big time for a lot of us. Okay, oh my goodness, how weird is that? How cool is that? It says eclipse. Celebrate cycles. Celebrate the fact that things ebb and flow, right? This too shall pass. Nothing is forever. So we have eclipse, celebrate cycles, and I saw 3333 on the timer. Now I don't think that deck doesn't have 3333, but we may have it in this other angel card deck. So I'm going to see if I can pull that out. There it is. Okay. So this 3333 is about social skills. Okay. So we'll see what that means. Social skills. And I think a lot of us, we're going to have our attention on something big, as like a world, So we have hope, optimism, liberation, success, prosperity, excitement, and enthusiasm. So it says, the problems you have today will eventually disappear. Your guardian angels encourage you to maintain a positive outlook on life since your luck may be about to change. It's time to put to use your captivating energy and inspirational personality. Don't let your ego get the best of you. All right, let's see what we have otherwise. Funny eclipse came out, and that's the eclipse month, right? And you have singularity. So you are your own sun, moon, and stars. You are your own sun, moon, and stars. All right. Don't deceive yourself and don't let anyone else tell you something that isn't true as far as your awesomeness. Oh, and by the way, this will be the month where Libra season starts. So happy birthday to all the September Libras for September. And you have radiate, let your light shine through. Wow. So there is a big emphasis on you celebrating your singularity and how, and your light and allowing yourself to shine and really maybe step into the spotlight, Libra, perhaps. All right. And it could be that some of you didn't think you'd ever, this could be for some of you when you find love. Okay. Some of you, I don't know why, I'm just getting that. Okay. So I'm going to mention it. All right. What else do we have? You know, I'm getting that juicy fruit gum. Remember juicy fruit? They're giving me the theme song. Oh, I'm not shuffling well right now. Okay, here we go. But that's okay. I did see this Queen of Wands. She's poking out again. She's like, remember me from August? Here I am. All right. You have the Five of Wands. Okay, so there could be some sort of conflict. But again, it's funny. It's not funny, but it's like, it's interesting because even though there could be a lot of commotion and conflict going on around you, you have something else to celebrate. And I feel like it's going to be very individual to each of you. It's going to be very personal to each of you. Oh, you're going to get, I just heard, this is not about you actually, but well, depends. But I'm hearing a couple of things. Mother Goose. And before that, I was getting even something about nannying, a nanny. Maybe you get in touch with your long lost nanny. I don't know. But I was also getting lots of lawyers, a lot of lawyers, judges, lawyers. Maybe we'll get justice here coming into the reading. But there is certainly, there could be some sort of legal conflict going on, or that you witness, or that you are part of. But this is a card of like power struggles, rivalry, challenges, obstacles. Make sure that you're not self-sabotaging in some way. The Five of Wands can also be a card where people are learning how to get along. Maybe it's conflict resolution is actually finally coming in September. But there's, even though the energy, the energy is gaining momentum for, the energy is gaining momentum. Great. Because I am feeling Eight of Wands energy. So we are in that energy is gaining momentum portion of the reading. Okay, great. So the Four of Wands. Oh, Libra. It really could be love finding you. I don't always get that off this card. In fact, rarely will I. But for some of you, once you start really enjoying being single, you're going to find love. Isn't that the way? Anyway, so you may have an important decision to make, though, about any sort of commitment, not just a romance. This could be any sort of commitment. Maybe something is taken to the next level. Maybe you meet someone and they're like, wow, you really are like, not, I'm going to be like all corny, be like my everything. That's actually, if someone tells you that and they just met you, or even if, that's like, run. That's a red flag. If they're telling you they, worship you and you're their goddess and God, that's, I don't know. That's like love bombing, and just be careful of that. Somebody needs to hear that. Someone's already been through that who's in the audience. I can tell, I can feel it. And just like, watch out for those sweet talkers. Anyway. So let's see, Four of Wands. 11, 11. I always say that with this card because you have the Two Wands and the Two Wands. So I feel that there is some sort of plan, something about, you could meet someone where you feel like it's just like you were meant to meet them. It could definitely be soulmate feeling. Maybe it's going to happen around one of those powerful eclipses, but the whole month is around the eclipses because we feel the energy way before and way after even. So I'm already feeling the eclipse energy, and it's only July. So they're already, like, my guides are already shifting my attention to that. Okay. You're going to be shielded from something too. I don't, or you're shielding someone from something else. Maybe you're not letting your kids watch the news or something going on in September, but there's something going on there. Four of Wands can also be reunions, celebration, something to do with home, family, community. Okay. Achievement, even like a graduation type thing, but not like maybe an official one because that season has passed. I guess you can graduate anytime if you're on an online school or something. And then you have the star, the lovely star under Let Your Light Shine, radiate. You have the star. The fact you've done all this massive amounts, all the massive amounts of healing you've done in your life is really what allows you to radiate. You're an inspiration to others, offering hope, maybe restoring faith in others. For whatever reason, I am seeing a lot of you deciding September is your month to shine. It's maybe a month where you're going to put yourself out there and maybe you're building something in some way too. I am feeling that with that card. You also have the Hanged Man here for eclipse, celebrate cycles. So getting that clarity on something, self-sacrifice even, surrendering to what is, letting it go and controlling what you can control, and using your sense of like your sense of autonomy and your own personal authority, your sovereignty. So you're using that to your advantage, knowing that you do not have to obey. That's the word that I'm getting right now. You don't have to just simply obey. You have the Queen of Wands, and she definitely is not going to just be like, oh, okay, I'll do whatever you say. No, Queen of Wands is fierce. She has, and fierce in a great way, I'm saying. Fierce is not a bad thing to me. Fierce is that passion, that courage, the zest for life, the confidence, creating the life you wish to live. It's time, Libra. It's time to fly, to soar, to shine. And you have the King of Swords. Mm-hmm. Actually, I haven't really thought about the Queen of Wands and the King of Swords together. I kind of like this, actually. Fire and air, I mean, it's nice. They ignite each other. They get each other going. They excite each other. Can't have fire without air, right? So, I mean, it could be tumultuous too, yes, as I know from experience, but it could also be really good. Like when it's good, it's great. So you may be feeling as though, well, I just want to let you know, enjoy the times when things are great. Really savor them. You're going to really want to be doing that over the next 3 months, not just September. Okay. So there's your personal truth, your personal journey with this King of Swords, the Star card, and the Queen of Wands all together. There's something magical here about what you've achieved in your life, even. There's strategic thought. It's a card of balance too underneath that star card, and also Four of Wands, 2 balance there. So really, yeah, like making sure that you know how hard on yourself you've been. You've been really hard on yourself over the course of your life. Make sure you're equally as like supportive to yourself when you do something right. Really cheer yourself on. Celebrate how wonderful you are. Oh my goodness. And there's the Strength card. That's that inner strength, that self-respect. And again, having compassion for yourself, for all, for the world, for humanity. Maybe even too, I am feeling there could be an energy where you're thinking about an ex relationship or situation you were in, and you're really able to just let it go with love and light at this point when it comes to September. It's going to be a powerful eclipse season for a lot of us. Very healing, I think. And then you have the Three of Wands. You are your own sun, moon, stars. Yes, you can achieve it all. Actually, this, I have to follow the format. Whoops, I didn't follow my own format. Okay, so Three of Wands, you know, moving on too. It's when you know you're going to know it's time to go. For some of you, you actually are leaving something in September, and partly it's because you're starting something too. You know, the Page of Swords. There could be some hesitancy here, but for now, I feel like you're waiting to get more clear on something, or maybe to develop a plan. Maybe right now you're curious and you're getting things kind of situated in motion. Yeah, really kind of ironing out some details too. What else do we have? Some final advice for you. Focus on gratitude. So don't wait for a crisis to happen to be grateful for your life. Today, focus on what you have to be thankful for. Advice for September. And of course, I will be doing readings for August and September as an individual month. So we'll go much more in depth there. But I'm going to get an animal card for us too, for the end of this, closing out the reading. Whoa, whoa, so many, too many. Only this one will do. Wolverine, integration, card 12, root chakra. You're on an important journey of healing and discovery. Don't rush the process. Fully take in the magic of each moment. Wishing you a wonderful next 3 months. Please do like, subscribe, leave a comment, share, become a member. I'd appreciate you. Thanks so much.